When I was growing up, my mom used to worry that I wouldn't be able to do all the things I needed to do. But I just learned to do things with my feet that other kids did with their hands. I learned to drink from a glass, color with crayons, unwrap birthday presents, just like everybody else. I was the first person without arms to get a black belt in the American Taekwondo Association. I could fly over the playground and I was everyone's hero, and one at a time I would take a person up and share my superpower. And it wasn't until years later that I was able to fulfill that dream of being Superwoman.
Please welcome the inspiring Jessica Cox.
Your Excellency, President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi, honorary guest, ladies and gentlemen. We have all had fantasies of breaking free of our limitations. We want to break free from our bounds. Bounds come in all forms: physical, emotional, mental. When I was younger, my fantasy of breaking free of my limitations was on the playground in elementary school. All I ever wanted to do was climb up the 12-foot tall slide and slide down. I had my own way of climbing up the slide. I would use my chin and shoulder and hold on one step and climb up with my feet like all the other children. But in fear of me falling down and hurting myself, I was prevented from even trying to climb up the slide. It made me so angry and so frustrated. All I could do was sit on the swings, close my eyes, and envision flying high above the playground. You see, that was my way of breaking free of my bounds. It was also the way in which I planted a seed to do whatever it takes to one day become the world's first armless pilot. Just think about in your own life when you've experienced a limitation. Maybe it's your own voice telling yourself you can't do it, or that you're just not enough. Maybe it's someone else telling you you're too young, you're not experienced enough, or you don't have what it takes. I heard it once said that the average person receives 180,000 negative imprints by the time they are age 18. In order to break free from those limitations that we put on ourselves or that others put on us, we have to channel our drive with persistence and fearlessness. We have to shift to a limitless mindset and ultimately determine what's possible in our lives. In the beginning of my journey to becoming a pilot, I found myself tackling some of the most basic challenges that most student pilots don't even think about. I had to figure out how to buckle myself into the 4-point safety harness. And as I looked down on the floor in the airplane, I caught a glimpse of my shoes. And it reminded me of the first time that I tied my shoes on my own. May I please have a chair here on stage? When I learned to tie my shoes, I was in elementary school, and I watched my teacher as she demonstrated with her hands how to tie the laces. But when I saw that she had her foot inside the shoe, I knew that the regular method would not work for me. So unlike everyone else in my class, I took both feet out of the shoes and used my toes to tie the laces. I'm going to actually demonstrate that for you all. Taking the laces between my toes, I pulled it tight, over, through, and pulled tight. One buddy here. Over, through, and after 100 tries, I tied the bow. At the age of 6 years old, I not only learned how to tie my own shoelaces, but I learned the importance of thinking outside the shoe. Going back to that first day of flight training, sitting in the seat, I realized that in that position, my feet could not reach the buckle. So I had to change my perspective and reach. And I stood up on the chair, buckled the seatbelt first, loosened the straps, and slid my body in the harness. I was then able to use my toes to tighten both shoulder straps and the lap belt. 45 minutes later, my flight instructor got in, and he was impressed. He asked me, "How did you do it?" And I told him I was thinking outside the shoe. And what do I mean by shoe? Shoe, S-H-O-E, stands for S, self-limiting beliefs, H, habits, O, overcomplication, and E, excuses. I have learned that too often in life we are limited by our shoes. We are confined by our shoes. To combat that, we have to be able to think outside the shoe. My challenge for each and every one of you is to stretch yourself, to think outside the shoe for the rest of this conference, and to break free of the bounds that may hold you back. 3 airplanes, 3 different flight instructors, and along 3 years later, my flight instructor finally turned to me and said, "Now, you can fly the airplane on your own." It was the moment I was waiting for. I was ready to take off. I taxied to the end of the runway alone in the airplane. Now was the moment. The toes of my right foot were wrapped around the yoke. My left foot held that throttle. I powered up the engine and raced down the runway. As I lifted off, I was so focused that I didn't even realize I was flying the airplane alone. Then, at 10,000 feet, it hit me. I did it! I'm flying the plane! And the next thought came to my mind, if I can do this, then anyone can achieve their dreams. What are you going to achieve? Don't let anything hold you back. Go out there and change the world.